Okay, good evening. Welcome to last class. In last class, we discussed pressure measurements. In pressure measurements, what is the pressure? How many types of pressure? What is the units of pressures we discussed? And YouTube manometer types also we discussed. And now, what is that YouTube manometer and how we are going to measuring this pressure difference P1 and P2. So pressure is equal to rho GH, means density. What is that? P is equal to pressure P is equal to rho GH. What is the H? H is equal to P1 minus P2 by rho G. What is the P? P is the unknown pressure. P1 is the unknown pressure. P2 is the atmospheric pressure. P2 is the atmospheric pressure. So how we can formulate pressure is equal to rho GH. So density into pressure difference into gravity divided by the gravity, that is called as pressure. The pressure difference that is equals to density, gravity and height of the manometer. So this is called as to calculate that pressure in the manometer. So now we can see that once well-typed manometer. So well-typed means one container will be there. In that container we are going to keeping water or mercury, and then we are going to measuring that pressure difference. Now we will see that another content. In this content is there the well-type manometer. Generally we are going to using for inconvenience purpose, means where we are unable to measure that pressure, over there we are going to using that manometer. So in this manometers generally what will be there? There will be a legs will be there to keep it. There will be a well, we are going to saying well means one container or vessel or one part, we can say that. In that well there is a difference between well and lake. So lake is stagnated water and river is flowing water. Okay, so even the sea is also flowing water. Here in the well there is no flow of water. So that in that atmospheric pressure is going to be acting. With that atmospheric pressure we are going to measuring that pressure. Over there the zero level moves when the pressure is applied. From 0 to how much pressure is there, we are going to calculating. That is called as, now you can see that clearly I am showing that inclined tube manometer. Inclined tube manometer, one vessel is there. Over there I arranged one pipe is there. In that pipe P1 pressure is going to be acting, and the bottom side how much that tube is going to be connected to the vessel, that I took as h height, that is equal to L is equal to sin theta. And over there one side the open to that vessel, and one more pressure is going to be acting from the top side. One is that pipe inclined tube, one pressure is going to be acting, and we are going to measuring that how much that liquid is in that tube. That is also we are going to measuring. So H is equal to HL sin theta. Theta is the angle. What is the angle of that tube? So with that help of this equation we are going to measuring that one. Here one more thing, the force means this force we are summing that devices, and then this summing the devices and it is going to be converted into the applied pressure. So devices we are going to summing means we are going to means that we are going to adding all that devices, and we are converting into that applied pressure. Displacements. Okay, in this also we are having primary transducers and secondary transducer. We know that very well, we discussed it so many times. What is that primary transducers? What is it transducers? To convert the energy from one form to another form. That is called as transducer. That is called as transducer. So generally we are going to using for summing the devices. Generally we are having that summing the devices. We know that a diaphragm. Diaphragm means one top of the portion will be that semicircular or hemispherical. Over there, that is called as a diaphragm. And second one is that bellows. Bellows, we can see that whenever we are passing the road, there will be a one iron people. They will do that. Smithy people, they are having that bellows. Okay, bellows. And Bourdon tube. Bourdon tube means one tube will be there, it will be expanded and it will come contraction. So that is called as Bourdon tubes. Means different things we are going to using and we are measuring that pressure. See that here clearly I shown that a flat will be there, like bellows is there. Okay, generally this diaphragm we are going to using a pressure gauge. Means we are having this pressure differential, even the range of 0 to 4 mm, this thing also we can measure it, this pressure range from with the help of diaphragms. So this diaphragm we can use flat will be there, rectangular will be there, and some capsule shapes will be there, correlated will be there, so corrugated will be there. So we can measure different flat surfaces also. We can type of diaphragm will be there, balloon type will be there. All these diaphragms we can measure it very clearly. Okay, next we get this diaphragms we are going to using very widely. Okay, we are using that this diaphragm shapes and all the things we are going to using this shapes. So how this types I told, diaphragm will be there, bellows will be there, Bourdon tube will be there. Now we will see that one more diagram, how that diaphragm gauge is working like a skeleton diagram. So in that measured pressure will be there, in that vacuum will be there, in that vacuum diaphragm will be there. That is the diaphragm means we are going to connect it to the spring. Okay, and that spring is going to be connected to the one pointer, and that pointer is going to showing that scale. So here clearly I am showing that minus 14.7 to plus 14.7. So over there, here vacuum will be there. Whenever the diaphragm is going to be enlarged, okay, pressure is applied on that diaphragm, the pointer is going to be rotating. Okay, when that diaphragm is not acting on the force, there is no action of the diagram, so the needle will not be show any pressure. So over there, here in that clearly, whenever pressure is force is going to be applying, over there the scale is going to be turned with the help of diaphragm. So now we will see that. So bellows, how that bellows will be there. Now earlier we see that how that diaphragm will be there. Now we will see that bellows. See that bellows connection. One section will be there, that half round will be there, means like cam will be there, and that entire one stem will be there, and that stem is going to be connected to that bellows. In the bellows over there springs we are arranged. This is entirely we are going to covering with the help of case. With the help of case. So this say that sector, or we can say that cam is going to be attached to that needle, and the needle is going to be showing that on the scale. So this element means contraction and expansion will be there. So generally the pressure we are going to measuring applied to the outside inside bellows. However, we are going to measuring the devices has the pressure applied from the outside bellows. means pressure will be the outside will be the more. That pressure only we are going to measuring. When the type of force is going to be applied, the bellows will be contrasted and expansion. Contrasted and expansion will be there. Over there we are going to measuring. At that time the stem is going to be connected to the springs. The springs is expands and contraction will be there. It is connected to the sector or rocker arm. That rocker arm is going to be connected to the pointer scale, and then it is going to be showing our pressure difference. So now we will see that another one more example, Bourdon tube. So Bourdon tube pressure gauge will be there, an elastic transducer will be there. Here one elastic transducer. I told that what is transducer. Transducer is nothing but to convert that energy into one form to another form. Okay, open end and receive the pressure which is measured. The other end of the Bourdon tube we are going to seeing that. Here that one gear wheel will be there, that rocker arm, and then sorry, and then it is going to be linked to that pressure scale. We can say that pressure scale, or we can say that Bourdon tube. In that Bourdon tube the force is going to be entered, and that force is going to be, it is going to be that force is going to be created to that rocker arm up and down movement, means sliding motion. Over there sliding motion, the pointer is going to be rotated. Whatever principle is there, same for bellows, diaphragm, inclined manometer, YouTube inclined manometer, whatever that principle is the same to measure. Whenever force is applied only, all these actions are coming out. But there are different types, different measurements. We are going to using different instruments, and we are going to measuring. Okay, that is that different types of we are going. Bourdon tube measurement also we can give that accurate measurement of the pressure. Now we will see that another some types, C types will be there, and helical type will be there, spiral will be there. So we can in DMM, design of machine elements also I told, C type means series C frame will be there, and we are going to connecting over there, and then we are measuring, means very small pressures we are going to using. Whereas helical type is there, here we are going to using helical gears, and then we are going to using this exact measurement, means that gear, whenever the teeth is spoiled, then only we are unable to measure. But generally this pressure we can measure very accurately in this also. Another one is spiral type. Spiral type means whatever we are going to using in our mechanical watches also, we are going to spiral will be there, means the strip is going to be rounded. Over there we are going to applying that pressure, and then whenever applying the pressure, the strip is going to be rotating, and then the strip is going to be connected to that needle. So with this also we are going to measure that pressure. These are the three types of Bourdon tube pressure gauges. So we can see that any type of pressure gauges, means here we cannot get that accurate pressures, but whereas helical types we can get that accurate pressures and accurate dimensions. Okay, means that pressures we can measure it very clearly. This helical gauge we can use in the ships also. We are going to using this helical gauge type Bourdon tube pressure gauges. Okay, with the help of this pressure gauges I completed. Next class we will discuss another equipment.